Hi, and welcome to MMBT's digital readout, where we'll focus on the different constructions for the measurements. Constructions are when you combine two measurements to create an even new measurement. For example, you take two lines and combine them to find the point of the intersection for the two lines. This opens up a wide variety of different measurements that you can do with the digital readout. And as you can see, this is a very powerful tool that does a bunch of precise calculations with just the touch of a few buttons. So I'll walk you through the different options that you can do, and we'll start off with the different points. So to start with, we're going to take two lines and find the intersection point of those two lines. So I'll press the line button, I'll add 2 points, I'll press another button, I got my first line, and now I'll go to my second line. So I'll line up my part, press line, press enter, and I'll press enter again. Now I have my two lines. So I'll press point to get the intersection, and I'll go up and I'll find my temporary position, press enter, and when it has the asterisk, that means that the line is selected. I'll press the second one and I'll get my point. So as you can see, it's very user-friendly and very simple to do. And if you have any error messages, just look at the LCD screen. So if you don't intersect the point, it'll let you know. Next, we'll go to a circle to a line. So I'll press the circle button. I'll get 3 points. And again, if you ever want to add more points, just press the circle button to increase your points or whatever measurement you are on. I'll press enter again. And now I'll have my circle. So next, what I'll do is I'll do that circle to the line I just did. So I'll do point, I'll select my circle, and I'll select my line. And now I'll get the intersection point. I can also do 2 circles together and get the point. So I'll do circle again, press enter, and right now I'm using the temporary features or measurements. So that means that it'll store the 10 recent ones I've done. Now I'll press point again. I'll select one circle and my second circle and press finish when ready. And I'll get my point. I can also get the intersection of 2 points. So I'll select point, press enter. I'll do my next one. And now I'll do point again. I'll select my points, press finish when done, and I'll get my intersection. I can also do points to intersection. So I'll press a point, or point to circle, press enter, and I'll do my circle. Press finish. So as you can see, it's nice to store all the temporary features because it's very nice to quickly bring it back up and measure it again. I can also do the center of the circle. So what I can do is take a point, find my circle, press enter, and finish. Now it'll give me the center of the circle. I can also do the point to a rectangle. So what I'll do for rectangle is I'll bring setup, do special measurement, select rectangle, and I'll do 5 points for the rectangle. And again, when you're doing a rectangle, do either counterclockwise or clockwise for the points. And make sure you have a point on each edge of the rectangle. Again, line up my part, and I'll do my last point. Now, because it takes a little bit of work to get to the rectangle section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my measurement. So what I'll do is I'll click store, press store again. I'll save 00 for my feature, press enter, and I'll select the source. So I want the rectangle, press enter, and press enter to save. And when I'm done, I press finish to exit the rectangle. So now that I got my rectangle, I'm going to select it and the point. So I got my rectangle, and I'll get my point. I can also create another rectangle and get the distance get the point between the two. So I'll go back to setup, special measure, rectangle, and I'll do 5 points. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to save this one as well, just because it's a little more, it's not as handy as the buttons on the front. So I'll press store again. I want 1, I'll select my source, press enter, and I'll say finish when done. Now I can take those 2 rectangles and get the point between the 2. So I'll press point, and then I'll select my rectangle 1 and my rectangle 2. And there we go. I can also do a rectangle to a circle. So I'll take my rectangle, I'll find my circle. Oop, I must have gone past it. So I'll do another circle. And I'll save this one too so I don't lose it. So I'll press enter for the first point. Press enter again for the second point. And press enter again. So now I'll do that. So I'll save that one as well. So as you can see, the storing feature is very nice, especially when you want to compare multiple measurements together. So I'll finish. So I'll take my point. I'll do a circle, and I'll also do the rectangle. So now I got the point for that. I can also do distance to point. So here I'll do the distance. Let's do one here, and another one here. Now I'll select point, I'll get my distance, and I'll select another point. So I'll get the distance from that to the point. I can also do a point to a line. So I'll finish that. So do point, I'll get this point, and I'll find a line. Oop, I did too many. Okay, so we'll do line again. So I'll do another line. So I'll press enter, get my second point, press enter. Okay, so I'll do point, got the line, and the point. I can also do a rectangle to a line. So I'll take that point, I'll do a rectangle, and I'll get my line. There we go. Next we'll go over to the lines. So I'll finish that. I can get 2 lines, so I'll do 1. We'll do line, press enter. Press enter again, so that's the first line. Next I'll do another one. So I'll do line, enter, enter again. So I'll take that line, and I'll select the lines I just did, and I'll get the line between them. I can also take 2 circles. So press enter. Press enter again. Press enter. That's my first circle. I'll do another circle. Press enter. Press enter again. And press enter. So now I can take line and do those 2 circles I just did to get the line to the circles. I can also construct a line out of multiple points. So if I have different measurements, I can take a point here, whoops, press point, and then my third point. And let's grab the line so I can take multiple points that I've just done. Press finish when I have all of them, and I'll get the line. I can also do the same with my circles. So I can do line. I'll grab the circles I've just done, press enter, and finish when done, and I'll get the line between those circles. And again, I can do as many circles as I want. Now I can do also a rectangle and a point. So I'll bring up my rectangle, that I saved. So I'll grab that one, and I'll do another point. I'll do that one, and we can get the measurement for that. I can also do the rectangle to circle, so I'll take my line, I'll do that circle and my rectangle, and I get the line between the two. I can also do a line between the two rectangles. So again, do line, I'll take my two rectangles, and again, when it's at, and I'll get my line. I can also press more for more information, get the angle, press finish when done. I can do it from a point to a line. So I can take that line and select a point to get a line from there. And even a circle to a line. So again, press line, select the circle, and select the line, and I'll get the measurements there as well. We can also do a rectangle to a line. So again, I'll do my line, press a line, and my rectangle. So you can see you can save a lot of time by storing the points that you want to compare. We can also do lines between two other lines. So let me grab my line again. Let's do that one and my second one. And I can get the line between the two lines. I can also get the distance between a line. So let me grab a distance. Press enter. Press enter. And now I can bring that one up. So I'll do line, my distance, and a line. We can also do circles. So I can do a distance and a point. So I can take that distance that I did, and a point. Oops. Let me grab a point. All right, now I can do that again. So I'll do a circle to a point. Oh, distance and a point, my bad. All right, so I did, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so we do, let's grab a point, distance, and point. There we go. So now we get the radius and diameter for that. We can also do circle and distance. So enter that. Let me grab my distance. But as you can see, if you make a mistake, it's very easy to fix. You can also do multiple points and create a circle. So I'll finish that measurement, press point. Let's do a couple different ones. Press point again. So that way if you compare multiple points on your product, you can see the radius and diameter. Okay, so I'll say circle. I'll select that point, that one. Oh, I missed one. Okay, so yep, so I'll do one more point. So now we'll do circle, 1 point, 2, 3. Now we'll get the radius. So you have to have at least 3 points per circle. And I can also do multiple circles and do the circle. Let me see if I have enough. Oops. So do circle, do that one, and that one. And I can get the full circle of all the multiple circles combined. One of the nicest features too is to do the distance. So you can take multiple points, lines, circles, and you can find the distance between the two. So if I want the distance between 2 points, I'll grab distance. I'll select 1, 2 points and get the distance. I can also get the distance between 2 circles. So I'll press distance again. Grab 1 circle and my other one and get the distance. I can also get the distance between a circle and a point. So I'll press distance, circle, and I'll select a point. And I'll get my XYN distance, my farthest and nearest. I can get the distance between my two rectangles, so I'll press distance again. Rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and I'll get the distance. I can get the distance to my rectangle and circle, so I'll press one circle and my other one and get the distance. And again, to ever look at more information, just press more. I can also do rectangle to circle. So I'll do my distance, circle, rectangle, and get the measurements. I can do a circle to a line, so I'll do distance. I'll select a circle. Oops, and let me grab a line. So press line. Line up my part, get up my line. So now I'll do distance, select my line, and my circle. I can also do my rectangle and line, so I'll do my distance, and my line. I can also do a line and a point, so let's select a point right here. Now I'll get the distance, I'll select the point, and the line. And finally, we'll do the angle distance between two lines. So I'll take two lines right here, press enter, press enter again. I'll do my next line, press enter, and press enter again. Now I'll do angle. I'll select my lines, line 1, and now I'll do my second line, and it'll show me my angles. And when you're done, just press finish. So as you can see, there is a wide variety of different measurements that you can take with the digital readout. And again, if you have any questions, you can email us at sales@metro-cad.com, call us at 763-595-7307, visit our website at mmbt.us, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, MMBT by MetroCAD, to see all of our different training videos. We show the camera features, the microscope features, so you can see all the different options that you can do. And again, this is a very powerhouse of different measurements that can be calculated at the touch of a button. Thanks again, and have a blessed day.